35-gallon drum. So this lip, so the ring can fall all the way down against that lip. And what we're using here is some 3/4 inch, about number 6, self-tapping sheet metal screws. And we're going to go around and screw every one of these tabs down and screw it into the drum. We're going to do that all the way around. Here's the ring that we split. And once I get all this stuff screwed up and in place, before this thing is ever assembled, we'll take this apart. We'll put stove caulk, some chimney cement behind all this. Even though this is just the hot air, we don't want none of the air to be getting out that we're going to be forcing through it. And we're just going to seal everything up. It'll have all the screw holes. Depending on what it looks like on the inside, we can take these screws out once the door's in and come from the inside out, and you wouldn't have to deal with them inside. I don't know if they'll really be in the way. We'll look at that when we get to that point. Let me go ahead and screw these in, and I'll show you how to start mounting it in the barrel. Okay, now for right now we've got about every other one of those things screwed in, and that would probably do just fine. I'm kind of anal about this, so I'll probably end up doing every one of them just because I am. What we're going to do is we'll take this thing here down. And there it is. That's the way it's going to sit, looking in that barrel. Hopefully it's fit pretty good. A little bit of a gap there, but we're going to go ahead and seal all that up. We'll cut that door in there, and but I'll show you now how I put the legs on to keep them halfway straight and square. And we've got some spacers that the drum on the back end will be sitting in. I'll show you how to do that. And let me get geared up for these shots, and we'll take a look at attaching the legs to the outer drum. Okay, we're getting ready to mount the back set of legs. And what we have to do, from the top of the lid back, the total drum, the total height of the 30-gallon drum is 29 inches, which would be, this is the back end of the drum. What I want to do is, with my little spacers, I like the legs to mount right here on this flatter surface. I don't know if you can see these little dimples that come on these drums, but on the inside I want to mount 2 of these, and they would basically be just like this on the inside. And what this will be is, this is what the 30-gallon drum will sit on inside the drum. So to make this thing easier to level it out, what you'll do is you'll put your legs on your drum, take your magic marker, mark these holes on all 4 of them, and then we'll drill and mount these holes out. And what I like to do, all this stuff is made out of China and it's still cast steel, but all the holes aren't necessarily consistent. So I like to take one, this is a little bit bigger than a 5/16. We're using 5/16 bolts on this project. Take a 5/16 drill and drill out every one of these holes to make sure the thing's going to fit. The other thing I like to do is take a 1/2 inch drill, one a little bit bigger, and there'll be 2 holes cast right here on the leg. I like to take and open them up a little bit larger than 1/2 inch, and I'll show you why when we get all 4 of these legs on. And I'll explain to you how it makes it a little bit more stiffer. So let me go ahead and attach these back legs on the inside, and we'll go from there. Okay, here we are set up. We have marked our holes in the drum, and as you'll see by most of my videos, I end up working by myself 99% of the time, mainly because that's probably the main person that will put up with me. My wife even has problems with it sometimes. But I put them in there. This is sometimes where working by yourself gets to be a problem. Sometimes it's not. I'm using 5/16 bolts, and I'm going to go ahead and put them in here. I'm going to one direction, to the other. You'll see in a little bit why. She's all bolted up in here. Okay. Now, see if I can hold this in place. And now, this is why I like to go ahead and put the back leg on first. Let's see if I can move this stuff and get you in the camera shot. And now, with that position just like that, you'll be able to mount the front legs without a problem. Once you put it right there, and all four legs, you get no wobble. I've seen all these other channels where people are trying to mark center lines and plumb lines and carry lines all around the drum. The easiest thing I've found is just mount the back legs, and if you got a good flat board, just set the front legs in place where you want them, and it's done. So I'll mark the two front legs. We'll then apply the same thing you can see in the back. I don't know if you can see them, but I'll attach two of these here, and that's what is in the outside holes on them back legs, and that's what the drum will sit on, mainly in the back. The front's going to be supported by that ring, but we'll go ahead and figure out where this thing has to be, mark the holes, and get you in place and show you putting the next ones on. Okay, now with this thing caught up in series, I've got the front legs marked. I'm going to now take the magic marker, the Sharpie here, everything in place, come up here and mark these four holes. Now we'll take that and drill them and show you mounting these in. Be right back. Okay, let's try to move you in for the kill shot. And what we're going to do right now, we're going to put this one just like that. This one here with the bolt going through it, sticking down. One with the bolt coming up. This one with the bolt coming up. And put a little tightening on. Good. And there it is. What I can do right now, we'll go ahead. Set the drum in and see how it's going to sit. And there it is. Put the ring around it. We're pretty much done. But what I want to show you now is my next trick. When this thing burns, of course, the only thing them legs are holding on right now is just that. Now, this is going to be a handheld shot. Over time, what happens is with this stove just sitting on the legs, the metal right here will get fatigued. Every now and then it'll crack, especially if it's in the fire barrel. This is on the outside barrel. But what I've done in the past is through these 1/2-inch holes that are in the legs, I run a piece of this 1/2-inch all-thread rod through the hole with a nut and a washer on the sides and ends. And what that does, that lets you pull these two legs together and holds everything real nice and tight and square, and there's no real stress put on it. It's not too bad sitting there. When you start throwing firewood in and pushing on it and stuff like that, that's where the metal will get fatigued. So that's why I drill these holes out. I put these two pieces of 1/2-inch all-thread rod through the legs, and of course when it's painted and all done, you don't really notice the difference. So let me get the other one done, and I'm going to put this whole thing together and let it stand right there. The only thing I'm missing is we've ordered the doors and the top flue kit. We got to put the flue in yet, and I'll get back with you when all that gets in, and we'll get this thing done. So in this process, what we've done is we've drawn a center line down the top of the drum, and this is where the flue pipe will come out on the back end of it. We've traced the line around it. Got a little hole out there to be able to get in the door for right now temporarily. So right there's what it looks like. Then went ahead, we're busy taking a saber saw. We'll cut this hole out, mark it, start drilling some holes, and then we're going to go ahead and work on this front end and call it about quits till we get the door in. The shipment comes in with the door and the top flue liner, and I'll probably show you another picture with all this done and enclosed. Well, there it is. We're at this stopping point right now. We have to come up with the, as soon as the stove door gets in, we can install it. But there it is with a locking ring on it. We went ahead and put the rest of the bolts on all them flanges. We did cut the hole for the top stove pipe. It'll be coming out there. Won't have an elbow, but that's all I had right now.